We're back at the cabin. It's the day after Thanksgiving and it's been sunny for a few days. So we got our gravel delivered and the ground has unmudded itself a little bit. So hopefully after we get back from camping, Peter will be able to come and flatten this out and then start dumping the gravel on top.
Well, the spot where we really want to dump the gravel, right here, where we were going to put the RV, is still extremely muddy, even after 3 or 4 days of no rain. But I can put maybe a bit of gravel, maybe up to the well house here and back, and start doing something with this. So we got here yesterday afternoon after being on our 4th annual Thanksgiving Day weekend camping trip, and we got a 15-ton pile of rocks delivered here last Wednesday. So I spent a few hours last night distributing the rocks just in little clumps, as you can see. Today I'll work on kind of spreading it out and grading it, and then slowly working my way into this big mess up here. And it looks like we're going to need another 15 tons. So luckily, we have another truck coming this afternoon. And hopefully that second load of rocks, I'll just be able to keep on keeping on, and hopefully that'll get us taken care of. Oh man, this is really frustrating and kind of concerning as well. I spent a few more hours loading gravel over into this area here, but holy smokes, this mud is just something else. Oh man, I'm stuck. It's thick, it's heavy, it's really sticky, and the tires on the tractor are just churning it up like a big mixer. And the gravel's getting mixed into the mud. Monday evening, Monique and the cat had to leave. They got to get back into town. She's obviously still got to work, and we've still got our house in town. I'll be out here for another day or two, I'm not sure, moving rocks around and trying to make more progress with this. Damn. Tuesday morning, bright and early, it was time to get back in the saddle. It might just look like you're sitting on your butt all day long, but honestly, operating a tractor is actually pretty tiring work. Plus, I wasn't sleeping very well this week. But I've spent several hours driving the tractor around. We got a 3rd load of gravel delivered, and I kind of feel like I'm in over my head, or at least over my knees, if you will, pun intended. I spent the entire day, and we still have the same muddy driveway. Leading out to the same mud pit. I talked to the truck driver today when he dropped off our 3rd load of rock, and he strongly recommended that I order some bigger rock called quarry spall to add a little bit of base before I put the rest of our gravel on it. I've tried to salvage some of the gravel and scoop it out and put it up there and scoop it out of this. Tomorrow morning we have a truckload of quarry spall coming in. That's going to be about $500. So now we're talking at probably $1,700 for this mud pit. I don't know if that's going to solve our problem. I think I'm going to make me a pizza though. Well, I've had a pizza oven now for about 6 months, and I can create the best pizzas I've ever had in my life. It's ridiculous. Well, good morning, everybody. It is, what the hell is it? Wednesday morning, and it's going to be the last day of decent weather out here for a while, I think. And I've been here now since Sunday. We just got our 4th load of rocks dropped off. These things are frickin' boulders. That's the quarry spall. That's my 2-. I really hope this works. Now I just need to put this all the way over there in the mud pit. But keeping with the tradition of everything the last 3 weeks, the dirt is frozen, and I need to wait for it to thaw so that these big old rocks can sink down into the mud and not just sit there on the top. And I'm very cautious about driving on this here, because this portion of driveway up to about where I'm standing now is about all I have to show for in progress of 3 days of work and $1,200 in rocks. So I don't want to mess up and turn this little driveway I've already made back into what's behind me. Oh yeah, and did I forget to mention, it's winter here in Washington State, which means right now it's about 34 degrees, and sunset is at 4:15, and it's pitch black by 5. It's like 12:30 now, so I've got like 4.5 hours tops of usable daylight. Well, I've been running the tractor for a couple hours now, and I've gone through maybe like 2/3 of this big giant rock, and I'm starting to get an idea of what it does. So what's happening, rather than this ground being like peanut butter, it's more like chunky peanut butter. And this heavy rock is really firming up the mud. So that, of course, is a good thing. The bad thing is my concerns were warranted. All that gravel that was nice and neat on this driveway is now all churned into the mud.
That evening, I decided to do a little electrical work, just so I could have some sense of accomplishment.
Good morning, everybody. It is Thursday morning, and so this will be the 5th day I've been here working on this this project for the driveway, and it's really difficult and frustrating that it still looks like this. But I can't let that stop me. I'm going to do as much as I can today, use up the rest of the big chunky rocks, and then go from there. I'll show you a little bit of what's been going on in the cabin as well. I've been doing a little bit of work in here, off and on. So this is going to be the living room area, and we're going to be putting in a new wood stove there in the corner, and probably an L-shaped couch along in here. I've wired in where there is going to be some nice cool looking rustic wall sconces on the wall there. Over here is going to be like an entertainment center thing, and so I've moved the outlets to appropriate locations. So in here, this is going to be the bathroom area, which it was sort of already, and we're going to have a small shower there in that corner. We'll have a composting toilet probably here, and then I'm guessing either here or over there, just a little hand sink, so it'll be kind of a 3/4 bath, if you will. Over here is going to be what's going to be a little kitchen area. We'll put a little countertop in here, sink, a cooktop, a microwave, and a small fridge. Well, and just like that, it's started raining, and I've spent several hours now this morning up driving back and forth with the damn tractor, spreading out that big chunky rocks. I know it still looks terrible, and I don't feel good about it at all. This is one of the most frustrating things I've dealt with in a very long time. Lesson learned, I'm not going to be driving that tractor on there when it's so wet like that. I'm starting to get the sneaking hunch that we might need to wait till spring. I think we're just fighting ourselves. So this is where I'm at with all of this right now. I spent the last 5 days working on this driveway and what's going to be an RV pad. And I've already used 30 tons worth of gravel to put in here. Last night I had a pretty decent driveway up to about where I'm standing. I ordered a truckload of the big heavy gravel that you saw earlier on the recommendation from the driver. He said that I could put that in the mud and it'll add a base and then put the gravel on top of that. And so obviously driving the tractor around all day to do that, and the tractor has completely chewed up the driveway that I had built and churned all of that gravel back into the mud. On top of that, the mud in the tractor tires, as I was driving back and forth, is now all over the existing driveway. So the existing driveway up to the house now has all these big muddy blobs all over it that's come off of the tractor tires. That's our driveway now. I honestly feel like this was a complete bust, and I am so far beyond frustrated with it. So on that note, I am going to get my crap together and get the hell out of here, get home where I can be warm and clean and not think about this for a little while.